Both of the albums are iconic. They both made a huge impact on pop music. But the bigger album, according to the numbers, is After Hours is the fourth studio album by The Weeknd, released on March 20, 2020. Future Nostalgia is the second studio album by Dua Lipa, released on March 27, 2020. They are two of the biggest albums to come out of the pandemic and stand the test of time. In this video, we look at their background and compare them in multiple categories: chart performance, sales, total streams, critic score, and award achievements, to decide which album has had a bigger impact on pop music. When it was time to release his fourth album, The Weeknd was coming off his dark and depressing EP, My Dear Melancholy. And when it was time to release her second album, Dua Lipa was coming off her very successful self-titled album. In October 2019, Dua Lipa began teasing the album as the new era. Don't Start Now was released as the album's lead single on October 31, 2019. It became a worldwide hit, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. The After Hours era began when The Weeknd revealed a snippet of Blinding Lights through a Mercedes-Benz commercial. The next day, he teased the album's lead single Heartless, which was released on November 27, 2019. It peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became The Weeknd's fourth song to top the chart. Blinding Lights was released 2 days later on November 29, 2019. The song peaked at number 1 in 22 countries, including the US. It later became the Billboard Hot 100 number 1 song of all time. It is also the most streamed song on Spotify. On January 30, 2020, Dua Lipa released Physical as the second single. It peaked at number 60 on the Billboard Hot 100. Then After Hours was released on March 20, 2020. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, with 444,000 album equivalent units sold. On March 24, 2020, In Your Eyes was released as the album's third single. It peaked at number 16 on the Hot 100. On March 25, 2020, Dua released Break My Heart as the album's third single. It peaked at number 13 on the Hot 100. Then Future Nostalgia was released on March 27, 2020. The album debuted at number 4 on the Billboard 200 with 66,000 album equivalent units in its first week. She named the album Future Nostalgia because she wanted to create a record with the nostalgic memories of her childhood and put a modern spin on it. On April 7, 2020, a music video for After Hours' final track, Until I Bleed Out, was released. On July 17, 2020, Hallucinate was released as Future Nostalgia's next single. On July 22, 2020, a music video for Snow Child was released. On August 9, 2020, Save Your Tears was released as After Hours' fourth single. Following the remix with Ariana Grande, it peaked at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. On the 1st of October 2020, a remix of Levitating featuring DaBaby was released as a fifth single from Future Nostalgia. The song peaked at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was the biggest song of 2021. On October 22, 2020, a music video for After Hours' second track, Too Late, was released. On October 29, 2020, Fever with Belgian singer Angèle was released as the sixth single of Future Nostalgia. On March 11, 2021, Love Again was released as a final single of Future Nostalgia. Now let's compare the album's achievements. First is chart performance. On the Billboard Hot 100, After Hours got 3 top 10 hits, with all of them hitting number 1, and Future Nostalgia got 2 top 10 hits. So After Hours wins that. On the Billboard 200 albums chart, After Hours peaked at number 1 and stayed there for 4 weeks, while Future Nostalgia peaked at number 3. So After Hours wins that. For album sales, After Hours has sold over 4 million records in the US, while Future Nostalgia has sold over 3.3 million. So After Hours wins that. After Hours has sold over 7.21 million albums worldwide, while Future Nostalgia has sold over 7.2 million albums. So After Hours wins that. And for total streams, the deluxe version of After Hours has 10.4 billion streams on Spotify, while the Moonlight edition of Future Nostalgia has 10.9 billion streams. So Future Nostalgia wins that. And for critic score, After Hours has a Metacritic score of 80 out of 100, while Future Nostalgia has a Metacritic score of 88 out of 100. So Future Nostalgia wins that. For total awards, in the After Hours era, The Weeknd won 15 major awards, while in the Future Nostalgia era, Dua Lipa won 10 major awards. So After Hours wins that. The tours scheduled to support the albums were cancelled because of the COVID pandemic. After Hours and Future Nostalgia were the main catalysts to bringing the 80s pop sound to the 2020s. Both of the albums are iconic. They both made a huge impact on pop music, but the bigger album according to the numbers is After Hours.